Hello, I am Umbrenero and welcome back to Umbrenero's Life. Today's video is Watercolor Bookmarks. So this is a quick, well, I wouldn't really say quick, a video of how I want to do some bookmarks. And I've debated about making some for quite a while, and I finally got to it. So I went and sprayed down some watercolor paper that I taped down just so that way I would have clean edges and all of that. And I went through and just started adding color to areas, and I wanted to try to do a night sky look, and that meant I was going to be using blues and more darker colors than anything else. And this was an experiment, especially for certain spots, but I started adding in some purples as well, and I kind of wanted to try different things on each one I was doing here. So the top one was more dry when I started putting color on, but damp. The bottom one was a lot wetter. And I wanted to get a nice blend of my colors for a night sky look. So I kept taking some purple, bringing it in, because it helped give a little bit of dimension. So I had the background done, and I was very impatient. So you see my light turned off there for a little bit? It's because I had to blow in my hairdryer. I did not want to sit and wait for this all to dry, so I wanted to make it dry a lot quicker. Grabbed the hairdryer and just started letting it blow onto the background here. And you can see the areas where I pressed too hard because the paper was starting to pill up, and it happens. But I decided, this is good enough. I want to start adding some stars and stuff like that. And I used one of the very metallic-y white colors I had in my watercolor here, and I just had fun with it. Went through and just started making stars and just going with the flow. Then I'm like, I should probably add a moon here. And I kind of wanted these to be similar, but obviously have different star patterns. And so I put the moon in the same spot. Yeah, it's in the corner, but I didn't want to put it over in the center or on a side randomly. Then I wanted to add some trees, and I am not the best at doing trees, so they are very rough and all of that. Using some black watercolor, and I was just going with the flow, letting it happen and seeing how they would turn out. So yes, these are probably not the best ones I have done, but they're a good practice, and that's what I'm kind of going for here. Made some of the trees a little more crooked, and I spread them out a little bit more on the second one than I did the first one, but you learn from experiences. And then I wanted to put like a little house or garage or shed in the background, and The first one kind of was a little bit short and stuff like that. So I tried a little harder on the second one here and tried to fill it in a little bit better. Decided, you know what? I want to take some of a gold color to act as the light in these windows. Filled it in. Made the window a little too big on that first one, on the top one, and decided, I'm gonna put a little gold in the moon. Decided I didn't like it. It was a lot of trial and error with this. But once I had them fully dried, you can see the paper was starting to warp, and you notice some tears in the paper. As I was removing the tape, the paper kind of tore on me, especially on the one that was on the bottom. So I was cutting them out to the size of the painting itself. And I was just going with the flow, and it's like, yep, right here you can really see how much of the black tore off when I took off the tape. So I just grabbed a Tombow and colored it in because, whoops, that happens. Colored in the rest of the house, and all fixed, all better. You have to have your quick little fixes when things don't always go how you planned. And yeah, it happens. So then I went and kept cutting it out. And it's like along the sky, you can see the spots where the tape kind of tore. And it's like, I'm not going to try to color match that. That was too custom, and said, it's good enough. So I cut out the other bookmark, and it didn't look so bad. So the next part in my process was, one, make sure they were mostly dry, because I wanted to laminate them, but I don't have a laminator. So I did the little trick that I do for things when I need to laminate it quick: packing tape. It works well enough, especially for personal use, and that's what these were. And I decided, I am just going to put the tape on both of them at the same time, so that way I don't have to do one, then put tape on the other. It's like, nope, they're both done at once. So then it was peel it up, flip it over, realize it was trying to pull the paint away from the paper, flip it over faster, and put tape on the backside to seal it in. And then it was repeat the process of putting tape down and making sure it was as flat as possible. So with that done, I basically had a very quick lamination done. Not perfect, but good enough for what I needed. And then on one, I decided to leave more of an edge than the other. And I wanted to do a little bit of experimenting with some of them, well, with both of them, on how to go about it. So I took a straight edge and tried to get the tape as tight as I could around this one. And then I cut it with a good amount of space around the edge yet. Just to leave some of the tape as a border so that way it didn't come undone and things like that. Then I tried to round the corners, and that wasn't going as well as I had hoped. So like here I had to trim it up a little more, and not the easiest, but that was also the one where I had to color in spots using my Tombow, and it was good enough. So then I punched a hole in it and grabbed some glow-in-the-dark yarn I have to put on it as a little tassel. But of course the yarn was somewhere else, and I did a quick measurement using my mat. Put it through the hole, and like so. Quick, easy little tassel on it. And this one just trimmed it up right tight to the paper because I wanted to see which one is going to be more durable with how I trimmed them. And I still have to use these a little bit more, but we'll see. So here, went through and tried to trim the corners again and was running into issues, and I was having a heck of a time trying to get these trimmed because they weren't perfect corners, but it is what it is. So thank you for watching me make some bookmarks, and until next time, I am Umbrenero. Bye!